Hello everyone, welcome to Court with Krissy. Today's court cases all have one thing in common. They all have travel troubles. From the defendant who made the executive decision to become a frequent flyer, to the YouTube content creator who became hella rich by driving hella fast, plus a couple in between. I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
You as well, Alexis Green, 2400596.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Mike Leslie, appearing on behalf of Alexis.
Please state your name, please.
Alexis Green.
Please be in time set for sentencing.
Judge, I've had a chance to review the pre-sentence report. I'm embarrassed by the results, but listening to the court, I'm inspired that there's still hope for the screen. The report is accurate, unfortunate.
I was disappointed to say the least. I felt as if on the 6th, she was here, she hung in here for a while, and I thought she would have gotten a sense of what my expectations were. And this goes for anybody in sobriety. My two highest priorities are honesty and effort. Honesty and effort. And then to have a situation where, there's a non-appearance, there's an explanation that's offered to you and to me that's not consistent with reality, and the fact that she up and left the state, not once, but multiple times. I'm finding out here, without this court's permission. Williamstown, Kentucky, Los Angeles, California, Vandalia, Ohio, Knoxville, Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee. Never asked for or was allowed transportation out of the state.
Which doesn't make sense considering she was on Silver Lake. And I think there was communication problems, Judge, with her immediate. I know all this is going on. I would have dealt with it, had her go to the therapist. Therapists never alerted me that there were some issues. She's in school and working. She says part of her employment is to travel. I would have, addressed the court. I said,
you've heard it today. You've heard me allow people to travel for work purposes.
I don't understand it, Judge. Maybe there's psychological issues that need to be dealt with, but there was absolutely no need to travel without asking permission, especially if you got the Silver Lake. It just doesn't make sense. My client apologized for not obeying the court's orders with respect to that, Judge.
Okay. All right, as to the recommendation.
Well, Judge, my client wants to be in the sobriety court. It says she's eligible. I think it's going to take a lot of hard work. And she's a very intelligent, smart young lady. She's currently enrolled at Macomb Community College. She's taking courses in biology, introductory psychology, speech communication, composition on computer information principles, and everyday mathematics. She's informed me that she works at Moose Jaw in the HR department, and part of her employment is to travel. And once again, I looked at that until just recently. I know there restrict somebody's ability to make a living.
Well, I work with people all the time when they have to travel for work purposes.
Quite like you do, Judge.
I mean, I'm bothered on a number of levels. One, she lied about the fact that she had COVID instead of the fact that she was at Nashville, Tennessee. She had somebody else prepare a note from a doctor's office. Like that's not just lying, that's doubling down, that's making sure you cover your tracks. That's the type of behavior that is not welcome in our sobriety court. I can deal with, you screwed up. All right, I can even deal with the drinking of it. I can deal with those things. What I can't deal with is someone who takes an extra effort to mislead or lie to the court. Now, I'm still considering her for our sobriety court. I think she would do very well, but I don't do you any favors if I sort of make it seem in any way, shape, or form that this kind of behavior is acceptable in sobriety court. Because this kind of behavior in sobriety court, you'll end up with a year. So we have to address the fact that behavior is wholly unacceptable. And that's the quickest way to find yourself kicked out of the program is by lying. I don't care if it's something I don't want to hear. I just need the truth. Then I can figure out a plan. Counsel?
Well, Judge, you told that. We've been in court and you expressed that. And like I said, I didn't understand why she would just come out and try to come up with an explanation that the letter was passed on to me too. I think I sent it to the court.
Maybe she can help me understand it. Ma'am, is there something you'd like to say before this court imposes a sentence?
It was last minute, and I had to make the executive decision to either work or come to court. Now, I'll remind you before that we did have the 5th as a sentencing date. I was here, no problem. That date that you gave me, it inconvenienced what I had to do, and I hate to say it, but everything that goes on in this situation, it costs. So I did make the executive decision to do what I had to do for work. I didn't inform him. He didn't know until
I was in the middle of a trial.
Yeah.
And Judge, I'm glad she brought up the week before. The week before she was here, I was the one who was unable to make it. And I guess she had planned this trip. I don't know if she planned it during that or before or after, but I guess maybe she thought she would be on probation. There was no need to address that issue to the court. Not a great excuse, but I can see it later.
So I would have been, we would have ended up in a much better position, even if you screwed up and did ask for permission to leave. If you called and said, I had to go for work purposes, like there would have been a sanction. When we're talking about executive decisions, and I actually like that phrase because it's on you. You made the call. You made the call to go. That's problem number one. But that's nothing compared to getting your sister to write a letter to the court, making it seem from a doctor's office that you were ill. Like that is a whole different level. That's probably one of the most significant violations, even more than a drinking event to me. So, anything else before this court imposes a sentence?
Yes, Judge. If the court is going to place her on probation, we ask the court to allow her to stay on the Sober Link. Well, there are a lot of violations on that too, but work on that. Her, individuals who are sentenced today and those what happens to the violation. She is also asking the court to be able to allow to travel for employment. She does see a counselor. She can continue to see that individual or go through other than that, feelings on her. I don't know if you can understand why she made that decision, that executive decision. It was terrible, but I think she's learned to address it. I don't even say that, but you've heard that. I think the goal is to put her on the straight and narrow, allow her, she's a young lady, allow her to get her life together. Seems like she has a lot of going for her, but for these two cases, she can eliminate what happened to get her here. She's going to be remarkable anyway. Other than, of course.
Yeah, you're getting the last word. Go ahead.
I do want to say that first and foremost, I apologize for get myself in this position. Not once, but this is my second time. I did get pulled over the night after the arguing, of course, I overdosed, and for one, I had no business getting out of it. That was simple. Two, I wake up, you go on the news, I see people all the time, but I just get hurt behind people that are drinking and driving. And I just want to say that I'm glad I didn't hurt anybody from my decisions. Because that's a big deal. Moving forward, I had to self-reflect and take accountability for my actions. So, that being said, the best thing I did was remove myself from social environments where I'm not hanging around my friends, partying, and around peer pressure to constantly drink. So that helped me. I had a drink for almost 2 months. So I know that that's working for me. And I also had to find a positive in this negative because it is depressing. Getting in trouble. I'm 32 years old. What am I doing getting in trouble? So I took the initiative to go back to school. I was going to Wayne State for pharmacy. I transferred my credits over, and I have a dual enrollment going on. So the classes I'm taking in Macomb are going to transfer over to OU for. And I just have to do better moving forward.
When does class start?
I'm in school now. This is my second week. They started last week, the 21st and the 20th.
What days are your classes?
I have class every day, Monday through Thursday.
I saw the recommendation for 10 days in jail. You think that will impact your class and your job?
That's the first thing I told them.
Do that verification
I print my schedule.
from 8/20, 24 to 12.
Can I see it?
Yes, sir.
Please. It's interesting. Screen you're asking for accommodation from this court when you show total disrespect for the court in lying and providing, I mean, not just lying, but trying to protect that lie. And do you see how that's you're asking me to do a favor for you when you had bond violations in the past, when you had traveled without this court's permission, and then when confronted by it, you lied. And yet this court's expected to provide some level of mercy. It's a tough ask.
And Blake did explain to me, he was like, if you have to check for it, he was like, that would have been easier to do. Like, you could have just told me instead of saying you sick, you could have explained it to me.
What time is your first class on Tuesday? I tried and handed that back and I didn't look.
Today's Tuesday, I had to be on campus. I had bio. Bio starts at 10.
At 10?
Mm-hmm. 10 to 11:55, and then it's followed with a lab from 12 to 1:25.
Okay. Since this court that you get placed on probation for 2 years in the hybrid alcohol drug treatment court, it's a $700 fine plus $350 in court costs, $125 in state costs. There is a $100 screening fee plus arrest costs and probation costs. I'll authorize a long-term payment plan. She's to complete all 4 phases of the sobriety court program. She's to continue on the Sobriety 5 times a day, but any poor performance, I'll evaluate that within the first 2 weeks. If I see poor performance, we'll just go right to the tether. I'll give her one last shot with the Sober Link. She's to enroll in intensive outpatient treatment. She's to attend 4 support group meetings a week, complete 100 hours of community service, attend and complete the Mad Victim Impact Panel, maintain employment, no bars, clubs, liquor stores while on probation, abstain from the use of and do not possess any alcohol, marijuana, or illegal controlled substances, submit to random screens, no bars, clubs, liquor stores. Any violation could result in up to 365 days. Now, 10 days in jail. This is how we're going to handle that. You've earned 10 days in jail. But counsel, I don't want her to lose the opportunity at school. I do want to work with her on this. I'm going to protect it even though she hasn't earned this court's trust or any sort of credibility with me yet. I think you will. I think you will, but you haven't yet. She's to serve 10 days in jail, but the way I will structure it is as follows. She's to turn herself into the Oak County Jail this Friday at 8 a.m. She'll serve Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. She'll be released at 7 a.m. So I'm going to cut her 10-day jail sentence short so that she could be in class by 10 a.m. So she'll be released Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. So she won't miss any days of class if I've got this structured the right way. So ma'am, you will earn every single day in jail, but I will protect your class by letting you report late and be let out early. Please do not abuse any further this court's trust. I believe that if we get this right, ma'am, despite what's happened in the last 18 months with you, there's still a massive amount of potential. All right, there is a decent person. For some reason, fear, the substances, something has gotten in the way of your long-term success. We got to remove that impediment. That means working every single day to understand how we got here. And I think alcohol had a lot to do with it. So every single day we're going to work on our sobriety, and I think we're going to rebuild this house stronger than ever. I'll see you back here for a review in 2 weeks. You check in with probation downstairs. They'll help you get set up. Now, don't show up at 9, don't show up at 10, show up first thing in the morning on that Friday morning, okay? Because that's the way my order is going to be written. If you don't show up at 8 a.m., they may not let you out at 7 on that morning, because I want to give you time to get home, shower, and get ready for a class, okay?
So what time do I need to be here?
You need to be not here. You report right directly to the jail. All right? At 8 a.m. All right? And then they will have direction from me to release you at 7 a.m. so that you can get home, get changed, and get ready for class at 10 a.m.
Okay.
You won't miss a minute of class. You're welcome. All right? You haven't earned it yet, but I believe that you will. Good luck, Ms. Green.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Judge. Your Honor, I wanted to address you on a separate matter for Marvin Moore.
Sure. You want to approach?
Sure.
Your full name.
Sorry, Harris.
Case number 240-567-8001, People State of Michigan versus Shanari Harris. I know for the record, this is an Attorney General case. Child support failed to pay. Appearances, please.
Who's Attorney General attorney?
Ms. Scheib?
Jessica Scheib on behalf of Mr. Harris, who is former reading understands constitutional rights and stands mute.
All right, court a not guilty plea on behalf of your client. Can you articulate good cause as to why he should have a personal bond?
Yes, Your Honor. He's no priors, not on probation or parole, nothing pending. He is employed as a truck driver, but the plants are down, so they have not been working. There's no income at this time, Your Honor. He's big 3 suppliers, so everything's been down. So respectfully asking the court to consider deviating from the required statute and give a personal bond, Your Honor.
Is he a first-tier supplier of the company or a second-tier supplier? Or do you know?
I'm not aware. I just know that they haven't had income coming in for months for a while now. But I will tell you that he says his check is being garnished and that he makes payments directly if he needs to, and he hasn't been. So his checks get garnished. That's where the payments come out of. But because they haven't been getting paid, he doesn't know if he's going to have to start paying.
There's no check to garnish.
Correct.
Like, there's no check to garnish. You can't get blood from a turnip.
Correct. And there's, one more thing we would
All right.
like to address.
What is that, Ms. Shine?
I was waiting for the appropriate time, but he has a ticket to travel to Texas tomorrow to try to see his son for scheduled parenting time. He has started a case for parenting time by the son's mom, and defendant is the plaintiff in that case. So he's going to see his son in Texas if the court would allow him to, Your Honor.
What part of Texas?
He's saying it, but we can't hear him.
Houston, Texas. It's my court order visit. It's an actual court order visit tomorrow.
It's hot down there. You know that?
I know, but it's even hotter inside this jail, man.
Well, I'm about to give you some relief. $4,000 personal bond. You are free to travel back and forth to Texas for your parenting time. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Your next court date, in person, 9 a.m., Frank Murphy Hall of Justice. September 4th or September 11th? I would suggest September 4th.
Can we do the 11th because I got a court order. It's another court order. My court order visit is September 5th. My son's birthday is September 5th. This September 5th, I will be in Houston, Texas as well.
Okay, what about
This is
September
literally in my
4th?
court order. It's all the court order.
What about September 4th?
Talking to you.
Your Honor, 1 second, sir. Your Honor, I didn't hear the court correctly. Was it an option of September 4th and September 11th, or is it just one
That's
day?
what I
Because
see
usually it's
here
one
on the-
day.
Is that correct?
Okay, so we can use 9/11.
Okay, 9/11 then.
Yeah.
Okay. Have a good day.
What was-
Enjoy your
What
trip.
was the bond amount? The bond amount?
$4,000 personal bond. I hope you fly Southwest.
To my right, can we state your names?
Aaron Micah Shoe.
All right, good morning. All right, it's a time and date set for a pre-trial on this. Ms. Belcher,
Yes, Judge, we are requesting a brief adjournment to the 16th. I believe 9:30 is a date and time that works with the court, if the court will allow that adjournment. I am in the process of gathering some additional discovery. As the court may be aware, the prosecutor that was typically handling this file has been in a training, so it's been a little slow moving. But my hope is now that she's back, that we can get this case back on track.
all right, and you said at 9:30 a.m.?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so we'll adjourn it to 9:16 at 9:30 a.m. And then we had some conversations. In fact, we had a brief bench conference before we came out here today. Ms. Sob, can I get your appearance?
Good morning, Donna Soap on behalf of the people, PA 7439.
Okay, and it's my understanding there are some allegations that there was a bond violation, and that Ms. Soap, you received this information. I know you were out in training for several weeks, and that Ms. Belcher was just shown the information this morning.
That's correct, Judge. We received videos from the police department and I believe 33rd District Court of videos captured from the defendant's wife Alicia's Snapchat or Instagram of him holding a cup and dancing in Cancun. There's 2 videos of that, as well as an image of him in a restaurant with what appears to be a clear beer mug with an amber colored liquid that could be beer. So the people are asking for the adjournment as well, and we'll send over and share the pictures and videos with sister counsel and would like bond address.
Okay. So we'll, go ahead. No, you go ahead, Ms.
What the defense was going to ask, Your Honor, is given that I haven't been provided a copy, these were just sent to the prosecution and I've only briefly viewed them. I've not been able to review them with my client. What I'm asking for is any potential bond violation to be held on that 16th date. That would allow my client and I time to review everything and prepare, and then Your Honor could reiterate bond conditions today moving forward so that there are no issues. No objection.
Mr. Shoup, you cannot drink while you're on bond. You understand me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
You can't do it. You're on bond for a drunk driving. And I was nice enough. And listen, these are just allegations right now, but listen, I was nice enough to allow you to go on a prepaid vacation. And I didn't have to. I granted you that courtesy. And my expectation is that you're going to behave according to your bond conditions on this vacation. So right now, he was just testing on demand.
That is correct, Judge.
So I'm modifying testing to include random testing. So you'll get a color and you'll call in every day for that. And then we'll address the allegations regarding the bond violation after Ms. Belcher's had a chance to review all the discovery on that. And we'll come back to court on 9/16 at 9:30 a.m. But you can go down to probation with him, Ms. Belcher, and let him know that he's getting put on a color. I'll send the file down right now to probation. And then they might be able to set that up or at least explain it to him now.
Yes, Judge.
All right, we're all set.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
This is 24 CR 006075J. Sukulafil, I guess it's C. Pronounce your last name, sir.
Cisse, Zuckerfield, Cisse.
Cisse.
Malcolm Connor here from Mr. Cisse as well.
Oh, where are you? Oh, I see you. I'm
on
sorry,
Zoom.
Attorney Connor. I saw you, but I didn't see you. All right.
No problem.
All right, we have private counsel. We've had 2 charges. 1 count of reckless driving, 2nd count of distracted driving with the wireless device. Pre-trial.
I got first. Wanted out of the Cobb County though.
Oh.
Jail was direct.
Okay. State.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident occurred August 13th, 2024. Officers were investigating a YouTube video belonging to the defendant, which was titled "Cutting Up in Traffic in My Hellcat." In the video, the defendant is seen driving between 121 miles per hour to 155 miles per hour on Interstate 7585 southbound at around 2:49 a.m. In the video, the defendant is also seen holding an electronic device in his right hand. Given that this is the defendant's first arrest, the state would recommend a signature bond. It may be appropriate to not allow him to drive while he is on bond. Given the reckless nature of this incident, someone could have been seriously harmed by the defendant's behavior. We would also request no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
All right. Mr. Connor, do you have any objection to a signature bond?
I have no objection to the signature bond, but I do have an objection to the condition that he should not be able to drive. Mr. Cisse is 19 years old. He's a high school graduate. He's a resident of Riverdale, Georgia. He has resided here for his entire life. He has strong ties to the community. My client is a social media influencer, YouTuber. I believe the video that she is referring to does not show my client's face in that video. So I would say the proofs are not certain and the evidence is weak. And for that, Your Honor, I would ask for the condition to not be set in place.
He's 19 and he was driving a Hellcat.
He owns multiple cars, yes, Your Honor. Like I said, he's a self-made entrepreneur, YouTuber, social media influencer.
Right, but he's going 121 or anything over 75, 80, 85. I know these are just allegations, but my concerns are there, especially with the type of vehicle.
No,
and
we understand, Your Honor. He was not in, his actual face was not in that video. From my understanding, it was somebody else driving the car at that time.
Oh, someone else is driving
his YouTube channel.
But the car is registered to my client. There's no videos, from my understanding, there's no videos on YouTube that show my client actually driving these cars at this rate of speed.
So the video was uploaded to his YouTube channel titled "Cutting Up in My Hellcat," referring to the vehicle that belongs to him. So our argument would be that
What's his face in the video? That's what I'm saying.
Well, we're not here to argue
we'd
the
love
fact.
to talk about this in front of a jury trial. We're here to discuss bond.
Right.
Thank you very much.
We understand. I
Great
understand that.
advocate.
I'm just letting Your Honor know that the evidence is not strong. It was not my client in that video.
I understand that's a different argument and a different motion. At the moment, I am making sure at 19, he's barely over 18, obviously, that he will be returning to court. He just turned 19 in May.
Yes, Your Honor. And he will have counsel throughout the duration of this case. So I will make sure he will be present at every court proceeding.
Okay. I'm going to give him a higher signature bond just to make sure that he understands the severity of what he's doing, whether he's videoing it himself or driving or not driving or participating in it. They could have killed someone, could have killed a lot of people, more than one person. And I don't, I hear a lot. We're filming, we're videotaping, we're recording. Still, it's very, very reckless conduct, especially around Atlanta with the traffic and the number of people that we have. So I'm going to give him a $5,000 signature bond. And that's going to be $3,000 on the reckless and $2,000 on the distracted driving. There is a course that I want him to take while he's on bond. It's called Alive at 25. And we hope he makes it to 25. With this type of conduct. So he needs to have that certificate prepared and ready and take that Alive at 25 course online and pay the cost for that. Does he work?
Like I said, Your Honor, he's a entrepreneur, so he gets paid off of YouTube.
I'm inclined to say that he shouldn't drive, but I'm gonna tell you what, he better drive at the speed limits and nothing over 85 or 80. There shouldn't be any reason for him to be driving like that. If he comes back again, maybe we won't give him a bond, but he needs to drive safely, and if he's filming, he need not be going above the requisite speed limit for wherever he's driving or riding. So if he's filming someone else, you tell that person, we can't go 100 because I'm on bond and I'm going to get in trouble and have my driving privileges revoked. I was going to say he would go to work, but I guess that's his work. Usually we limit the person's driving. And, no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. I think that's all out order at this time.
Was that the pre-trial?
Oh, I'm sorry. Signature bond is through the jail.
To the jail. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Hopefully he learns a little bit in the Alive at 25 class.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
That concludes my business for today. May I be excused?
Yes, you may. Thank you.
Thank you.